Hello everyone, you're welcome to Let's Talk, and today we're talking about bleaching and discrimination based on skin color. In this topic, African women are the ones who are mostly exposed to the dangers of bleaching and also the discrimination based on skin color. It's not as though the men don't face the same discrimination, but the majority of people we're talking about here are the dark-skinned African women. We'll be talking about this and a lot more, but for now, we want you to please like and subscribe to our channel, and also comment on this. We'd like to hear from you, and most importantly, press the notification button so we can give you fresh topics even as they come. So back to the topic: why are Africans bleaching their skin, and why is there discrimination according to the shade of your skin? Yes. So when we look at the reason why people bleach their skin in Africa, I believe number one is social acceptance. People want to belong. Even in the social media, you find out that there's a clamor for light-skinned people, especially in Africa. Looking at the fact that we had colonial invaders who were light-skinned, the culture of the people of Africa had to change. One of the things that colonial masters had to enforce directly and indirectly was to make sure that you look like them, you talk like them, you act like them. And that is why people started bleaching their skin, because they wanted to have social acceptance right from the colonial era. They wanted to look white. They started perming their hair just to look white. So we have a case where it's a matter of social acceptance. You want to be accepted by the people around you. It's somewhere along the psyche. People just feel that the darker the skin, the closer you are to the devil. And yes, some jokes were made like that, dark people represent, witchcraft, evil forces, demons, and the rest of them, which is totally, totally wrong. So one of the reasons why people are bleaching their skin is they want to be loved, they want to be accepted, they want to be heard. And the root cause is from that mentality, that colonial mentality, that the light skin is superior to the dark skin. Number two reason is because of marriage. A lot of young ladies in Africa, they feel that light-skinned women easily get married or get into relationships compared to dark-skinned women. And so the issue of being light-skinned is something that they're all clamoring for. You see someone who was dark-skinned in their primary and secondary school, she gets to university, she becomes light-skinned because she's trying to get a boyfriend or trying to get married, after graduation and all that, trying to get married. So they feel that most men are interested in light-skinned women, which is not true. I, for one, I am not interested in light skin. Before I got married, I was never interested in light-skinned women. My wife is dark-skinned, and I'm proud of her dark skin. I've always been attracted to dark-skinned women. And there are many men like myself who are attracted to dark-skinned women. So that notion that all men in Africa are looking for light-skinned women is not true. There's some men who like dark-skinned women. So they should please change that notion. That for you to have a good relationship, you need to lighten your skin by bleaching it, which is totally, totally wrong. Number three is the business aspect. Now, how many companies in Lagos, for instance, would hire a public relations or receptionist who is dark-skinned compared to her light-skinned competitor? I bet you 80% of the companies would prefer a light-skinned lady to be their receptionist or public relations officer compared to a dark-skinned lady. It's just the mentality, which is even rooted back to what I talked about the first time, which is that colonial mentality that when someone is light-skinned, is going to be accepted more easily than when someone is dark-skinned, which to a certain point is true. That's the error we see in the society today. If you have two people looking for a job, one is light-skinned, the other one is dark-skinned, and they're both equally qualified to do the job, most often, 80 to 90% of the time, they will take the light-skinned lady, which is totally, totally wrong, which is discrimination against the shades of skin. This is what we see in Africa. If you look at North Africa, for instance, there is serious discrimination according to the shades of skin. Dark-skinned people in North Africa who are citizens of the country, who belong to the country, are being discriminated against because they're dark-skinned. We had the same case in Argentina, in Mexico, in some South American countries where the dark population, the black population, they are being discriminated against. So which is totally wrong. And we see it in Africa as well, where you have people that are dark-skinned struggling to make a living in the area of business, in the area of employment, and the rest of them, which is totally wrong. I believe there should be laws and policies that would deal with this discrimination. If you hire people and you're discriminating, you're hiring people according to the shades of skin, then you must be penalized. That's my take. Number 4 is the low self-esteem. I believe quite a number of people out there are struggling with self-esteem and are struggling with identity crisis. For goodness sake, you are black. You are dark-skinned. If your family is dark-skinned, you're dark-skinned. So there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to make use of the best of what you have. As a person, you have to look out for ways to make yourself valuable in society, not by bleaching your skin. Number 5 is getting a good job or placement. I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a director of photography in the movie industry, and he was complaining how it was so difficult to light up a dark-skinned lady when she stands next to a light-skinned lady. He was also talking about the fact that when you have a light-skinned lady on set, it seems to trend more on social media than a dark-skinned lady. So they prefer to employ light-skinned ladies for major roles in movies because of these 2 factors. One, it is easier to light up light-skinned ladies than dark-skinned ladies, and also the fact that socially acceptable. Most light-skinned ladies are socially accepted easily compared to dark-skinned ladies. So to make your business, to ensure that your business is successful, please get mostly light-skinned ladies. And I was also talking to some of my female friends, female actors, and they expressed the same thing, that it's more difficult for them as dark-skinned actors and models to get roles in productions. It's quite difficult for them because of this color of their skin, which is actually what we're talking about, discrimination of shades of skin. And looking at the first reason, which is, it's easier to shoot light-skinned ladies and you have more trending stuff following, we're not really helping ourselves by doing this. Yes, your movie production might become successful, your commercial advert might become successful, but what you have done as a company or a business entity is to mislead people into doing something that is not right. So people complain of getting a good role, getting a job, getting a placement because of the shades of their skin. They find it difficult to get one. So we see a lot of ladies bleaching their skin just to get jobs, just to get roles, just to get good placement. A lot of money is being spent, billions of dollars is being spent yearly, globally, by people that want to change the shade of their skin. Billions of dollars that are spent that are leading to health issues in so many families. When you take Africa, for instance, a lot of people are having skin cancer, all sorts of things happening to the skin. Just because you want to belong, just because you want to have a good business, just because you want to get married or have a good relationship, just because you want to fill up your low self-esteem, which is totally wrong. So please, my own advice is develop yourself as a person. Every shade of skin has a beauty in it. Don't feel that your shade is inferior to someone else that has a lighter skin. No, really, life is about what you have inside of you. Let us help the younger generation by being proud of the color of their skin. Whether you're dark-skinned, whether you're brown, whether you're light brown, dark brown, be proud of it. Don't start making your skin look lighter. Please, don't do so because of the health implications. And also it reveals the fact that there's something deeper going on within you, something wrong. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Let's Talk. We'd like to hear from you concerning this topic. And also like and subscribe to our channel. In addition, press the notification button so we can give you fresh topics even as they come. Take care.